Welcome to the RBC Heritage Golf Report on WHHI-TV. Coming up, Brent Snedeker makes it official. The 44th annual RBC Heritage is underway. Also ahead, a look at the work that's done before sunrise at Harbortown Golf Links. And he's one of the first people you'll see wearing the Heritage plaid on your way to the tournament. We'll find out what it's like to wear all that 100% wool clothing. It's day one of the RBC Heritage. Jim Furyk, who won 2 years ago here, came off the 18th hole with the lead at 3 under par. He spoke with the media after his round. What did it mean to you to get that par on 16 after going in the bunker?
Well, it was a tough shot. I had to hook the second one probably 20 to 25 yards, and just to get it up there in the front bunker and in a playable spot. And I think what I did so well today was when I missed fairways, when I missed greens, I had the ball in good position to get the ball up and down. And if you're going to miss the 16th green right in the front there in the bunker, I had a straight uphill shot and not too hard of a, not too difficult of an up and down. So, I played well today and played solid, but when I did miss shots, I had them in the right spots.
What are you thinking about when you look out at the water? I saw you on the 18th green, kind of taking a peek out there. Is it just a matter of concentrating on your next shot, or?
Actually, I was looking at all the work they did to the left of the 18th green. They took all the chunk rock out, and looks like they built kind of a, I assume what they're trying to do. What I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I'm assuming they're trying to keep the bank from eroding. So they put all that chunk rock out in the water, and they planted a whole bunch of vegetation and plants there in the bay. And I'm assuming that's probably something that has some deep roots and will also keep the waves down, the water down, and prevent the erosion as well. So I was just looking at the work they did and clearing out that left side around the green and just checking it out.
Daniel Court, host of Golf Weekly on WHHI-TV. Jim Furyk, a very happy man when he birdied 15 and took the lead at 3 under par this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll say. Jim, we were talking earlier, described his day as a day of not so much great shots, but of good misses. And in golf, they say that. Sometimes it's where you miss the shots. And at Harbortown, probably that's no more evident, because you've got so many little pockets and areas that you've got to hit the ball to have a second shot. So Furyk's round was more defined on where he missed it, not where he made it today.
He went into the bunker when he drove on the 16th, hit his second shot, and it hit the lip of the bunker and stayed in there again, but again, able to make par.
Yeah, it's all really about, and all the pros that have played here for years will tell you, it's about recovery on this golf course. It's about placement and recovery, which is why this remains one of their favorite on tour. Even at Augusta, as much as they've tightened it up and brought rough in, doesn't require near the accuracy and pinpoint shots are required there as are here at Harbortown.
Chad Campbell, as we speak, headed off on the back nine with a one-stroke lead now at 4 under. He's still got the rest of the round to go, but speak about Chad.
Well, it's a little bit of a surprise, only because Chad Campbell over the last 3 years has slipped from inside the top 50 to outside the top 250. So he's not been on form as of late, but he is a very straight ball hitter, considered one of the best ball strikers in the world, always has been, just fell off a little bit with the short game. So to see Chad Campbell rising up the leaderboard here early on a very difficult day is not such a surprise, because he's just a precision player, great iron player, and a straight driver of the ball.
Daniel Court, host of Golf Weekly on WHHI. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Allie. Thanks for having me.
Things are different this year at Harbortown Golf Links. The most obvious, it is now the RBC Heritage presented by Boeing. But what about course conditions? How are they this year as compared to last? We had a chance to speak with last year's winner, Brent Snedeker, about the course. Here's what he had to say before his first round.
The course is very firm this year. Obviously with the winter we've had, there hadn't been a lot of water down here. It's been beautiful, and the course reflects that. Balls bouncing around a lot. The greens are really, really firm, so it's going to be a tough test this week. I think won't be a lot of birdies out there. It's going to be a lot of pars, and I think the course is in great shape, so looking forward to seeing how it holds up for 4 days.
What about your mindset going into it this year as champion from last year? How do you feel different, or do you?
I really don't feel too different. I just feel I got a lot of good memories on this golf course, and that puts me at ease a little bit. Lets me know that I've played well here before. I've got a lot of good experience around this golf course, and look forward to hopefully leaning on that this week and trying to put myself in contention again on Sunday.
So just how do they get the great conditions that they have here at Harbortown Golf Links? It takes a lot of hours, and many of them occur even before the sun rises. We had a chance to check in with Superintendent Jonathan Wright.
Well, get up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we end up getting in the car probably about 9:15 in the evening. Before sunrise, well, we have 4 guys that actually run light towers to wake up all the homeowners around the golf course. I've got about 5 greens mowers that kind of scatter themselves from the practice green throughout the rest of the golf course. 20 guys hand raking bunkers, 2 guys cutting cups and moving tee markers on each side. Maybe a couple blowers. We have 4 guys cutting aprons and approaches every morning. And then just the supervisors and the rollers that roll the greens every morning behind the greens mowers.
How are you feeling about the shape of the course this year?
Right now we're pretty pleased. I mean, we've had some good weather leading up to the event, and the grass has really responded to the weather as well as some of our practices that we've been putting on it.
What do you do after all the players are off the course?
Well, actually we start, since they tee off on both sides, we'll start probably about 2 holes behind the last group. We'll mow all the fairways, mow rough, mow tees, we'll mow greens and roll greens, and maybe do a little bit of cleaning with some blowers in the fairways and the bunkers and around the greens, and do quite a bit of hand watering on the golf course as well, on the greens, which take a little bit of precedence for us, but just trying to hydrate all the areas that need it.
How closely do you work with the PGA agronomist?
Blaine Cooper, we work very closely with him. He's been great. He comes in the week before the tournament and is basically with us all week and all tournament week.
In 2005, Kyle Stanley won the Junior Heritage. This year as a PGA Pro, he took home the trophy at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Kyle Stanley has a home at Berkeley Hall in Bluffton, but that is not his only connection to our area.
My grandparents retired down here. They're buried here in Sea Pond, so it's I always think that they're with me when I play here, and kind of gives me peace of mind.
Does it give you an advantage, do you think, that you're able to go home and sleep in your own bed during this tournament?
Yeah, it's certainly nice. As many as hotels as we stay out during the year, it's it's nice to have that change of pace and get some home cooked meals, and I'll certainly be well rested this week.
And how do you think you're doing as far as your game right now? Anything you're working on?
Not really. Like I said, just probably getting the mental part right. This is probably the first week in the past couple months where I felt good mentally. Physically, my game's been there, hasn't gone anywhere. But if you're not mentally sharp, that part's not going to show. So we figured that out, and hopefully we'll play some good golf this week.
Last question, can you give anyone advice how to get that mental game in the right place? How do you do it? How do you go about it?
Well, the biggest thing for me is just, if things are well managed and taken care of off the golf course, that makes everything that I do on the golf course a lot easier. So, like I said, a little bit of clutter, quite a few distractions lately, but, we're trimming the fat and taking care of things.
There are lots of great things to do in the area, in addition to watching great golf at the RBC Heritage.
Calhoun Street in Bluffton is a must-see. Between the art galleries and shops and great little restaurants, beautiful, beautiful Church of the Cross at the end of the street overlooking the May River. Don't miss it.
When we come back, a look at opening day ceremonies at Harbortown Golf Links. Stay with us. Last year's winner of the RBC Heritage was Brant Snedeker. We had a chance to speak with the host of WHHI-TV's Golf Weekly, Daniel Court, about Snedeker's game.
I have a little personal feeling about Brant. I had the good fortune of playing with Brant in the Pro-Am here in 2008. Just a few days after he got second, or I believe it was third place, to Trevor Immelman in the Masters. Watched the galleries follow this guy around, and you could tell right then, just by his demeanor and the way he carried himself, he was going to be a champion. I just didn't know that he would be a champion here. What an amazing game he has for this golf course. Straight ball hitter, but unlike Furyk and Gay, he's got length too. He can really move it out there. Brant has, again, just an amazing putter. Was second, I think, in all-around putting last year on tour. He currently ranks in 2012 26th in all-around statistics. He does have a win already this year at the Farmers Insurance at Torrey Pines over Kyle Stanley in a playoff. So he's already got a win, which gets him, I think he's 9th right now in current FedEx standings. And he's always at the top 5 or 10 in driving accuracy. Perfect setup, perfect golf game for this kind of golf course, and he loves it here. He's a Sea Island guy, local, hangs out with the Davis Loves, the Matt Kuchars, the Zach Johnsons, so he feels good when he comes here. His family loves it. He's always in a good mood. He loves the beaches here. He loves the restaurants. This is his kind of place. He was here at Media Day the other day and was just in a really good mood. They're all excited that the tournament's back here. He's a threat around here for more reasons than one. But Brant Snedeker is currently 22nd ranked in the world. His star is on the rise. I look by the end of the year not only for him to be moving up in the world rankings, for him to be a Ryder Cupper, and for him to be a guy that's going to stick around in the world rankings, and to be one of our concurrent champions. I see him winning a tartan jacket multiple times. So look for Brant Snedeker to be a guy that you're going to see on this wall around here multiple times.
If you've just arrived today, you missed the pomp and circumstance of the opening ceremonies that took place here on Monday. Heritage Foundation dignitaries, sponsor representatives, volunteers, and last year's winner, Brant Snedeker, marched in the traditional parade to the 18th green. Brant Snedeker had the honor of marking the official opening of this year's RBC Heritage.
The tournament, we build our schedule around. Guys love coming down here for the relaxed atmosphere. The golf course is phenomenal. It's one of our favorite on tour. It's so much fun to be down here and be a part of the community. You know, it's ranked number 2 on tour by the players behind the Masters, so you're in great company, and it's just it reflects, you know, the community involvement, you know, the amount of fans, the support you all have here.
Brant Snedeker and those that marched in the opening day parade were accompanied by the Citadel Pipe Band. It's become a tradition here at the RBC Heritage.
The Pipe Band has about 35 members, most of which do not play before they get to the Citadel. Very few actually know how to play before they get in here. It's a very unique skill. The tartan they wear is Citadel tartan. Anybody who's attended the Citadel is authorized to wear it. But the uniform you see behind me here is what we call our dress white uniform. Just basically a white tunic with the kilt. It's traditional for military pipe bands to wear spats and what they call hose. We have blue and white diced top hose, and the hats that they're wearing are just called Glengarries. The drum major wears a feather bonnet, which is made of ostrich feathers. Pretty traditional as well. We've been coming here for decades. It's been a long relationship, a very good relationship between the Citadel Pipe Band and the Heritage. Well, we do it for the fun of it, obviously, and we love representing the college at events like this. It's really great to get out in the community and to represent the college well.
One of the first people you will see in plaid is George Evans, who is at the front gate of Sea Pines Plantation. He tells us all about his traditional Heritage uniform. I want to know, do you like wearing this uniform?
I do, and everybody appreciates, you know, you wearing something like this. So they come through and they make nice comments about it. So.
What kinds of things do you hear?
Oh, hi, cutie. That one's kind of hard to take, but and you look nice, and you know, that's the way to go, and that type of thing. So yeah, it's everybody just likes the plaid, and it works for the time of the year.
How many years have you been doing this?
Oh my goodness, 14, I believe. I've been here almost 16, and then over those 16 years, it's been about 14 years.
Now, tell me something. What about the whole issue of a skirt?
Well, no, it feels fine, and thank goodness I've lost a little bit of weight, so it feels a little better than it used to. It's not as tight and that type of thing. But yeah, I don't mind wearing it. It's a fun thing to do. Okay, have a good day. It's a fun thing to do. It happens, you know, once a year, and I appreciate that. I enjoy that.
Now, being someone who wears a skirt once in a while, I'm going to ask you kind of a strange question. Is it kind of nice to get a little breeze under there?
It is at times, especially when it's warm. Now this week I think is going to be relatively cool, and so it won't really matter that much. But yeah, when it's warm, I have a fan over there, so we take care of that.
Have fun and have a great week.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
In addition to watching great golf here at the RBC Heritage, there are a lot of great things to do in our area.
Why would you come to Hilton Head Island surrounded by all this water if you're not going to get out on the water? Rent a jet ski or a boat. You haven't experienced the true essence of Hilton Head. You've gotten on the water, seen a dolphin, seen a sunset. Get on the water.
When we come back, the history of plaid at the RBC Heritage. Stay with us.
Charles Frazier's wife, Mary, decided she thought it would be a great idea to give the past champion a plaid jacket. So she set to work on putting together a plaid that everyone liked.
University of South Carolina's hospitality management program is renowned, and it's part of what makes the RBC Heritage successful. Debbie Court had a chance to speak with one of the program's graduates.
I'm here at USCB's Expo Village tent with Hannah Aslan. She is a hospitality management program graduate. She just graduated this past year. And Hannah, we are talking about USCB's presence at RBC Heritage. Let's talk about how the hospitality management program has really enriched your education experience.
Yes, well, getting my education at USCB with the hospitality program has been so beneficial. They've allowed us to do so many things in the community that help us with, getting hands-on experience, which I think has been so important. Rather than just sitting and learning in a classroom, you're out there in the area getting to know people, learning how things work in our industry, and of course Hilton Head's the best area to do that. So just doing things like being here at the Heritage, volunteering, seeing how everything works with everything from concessions to the production of the events, and especially just all the different festivals we've done around the island. That's been huge. We get to learn everything from research, where people come from, and how these festivals are run. And so it's been really great just getting a hands-on feel for what you're going to be doing after graduation.
And it's great that you're able to help the local businesses as well with their marketing decisions, and you really are playing a part in the economic growth of our area.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. I'm glad people feel that way. I think the local businesses really enjoy maybe getting a student's perspective on how things are going, especially I know when they had the new opening of Station 300 out in Bluffton, we did things like helping them assemble new catering packages that they would do, and we just have always done really hands-on things with the clubs in this area, and so assisting them, and they have done so much for us. All the businesses are always so gracious in letting us participate.
It's really a great relationship between USCB and all of our local businesses. Hannah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. It was nice speaking with you.
The course is longer this year at Harbortown Golf Links. We had a chance to check in with the Director of Instruction and Head Pro, John Farrell, here. He had a look at one of the holes where yards have been added that make the pros this year use a driver off the tee.
Hi, I'm John Farrell. I'm at the 16th hole at the Harbortown Golf Links, home of the RBC Heritage. For this year's tournament, we've added almost 250 yards to the overall length of the golf course. The best place to see that and to enjoy that is here at our 16th hole. We used to play at about 400 yards from our championship tee. This year's RBC Heritage, the tour players will be hitting from 434 yards. How that changes is their club selection. Where they used to hit hybrids and 3-woods from the tee, now we've put driver back in their hands here at 16 at Harbortown. Let me give it a chance. And there you have it. Driver's back in your hands at the 16th hole at the Harbortown Golf Links. Great place to watch the 2012 RBC.
One way that the community shows its support and love of the RBC Heritage is by wearing plaid. Angela McSwain tells us how that tradition began.
Well, everyone knows that we follow a lot of Scottish traditions here at the Heritage, so the plaid is just one more of those Scottish traditions. Back in after the 1969 tournament, that was the very first one, Charles Frazier's wife Mary decided she thought it would be a great idea to give the past champion a plaid jacket. So she set to work on putting together a plaid that everyone liked. So that plaid was called originally Hilton Champion, but then it switched over to Heritage Tartan soon after. So Arnold Palmer, when he came back for the year after in 1970, was awarded a plaid jacket.
Tell me about the special event you have planned for Plaid this year. You actually have a competition.
For the last several years, we've had Tartan Day, where we've asked everyone to come clad in plaid with their best tartan gear on, and we have a little competition, and whoever's dressed the best gets tickets to next year's tournament. Well, this year, we decided we were going to amp it up a bit and make it bigger and better. So we have 2 hours worth of activities going on at the tartan tent in Expo Village between holes number 1 and number 9, and people can come and get free giveaways from Willie and get your picture taken with Willie, kind of like Santa. He's going to have a big Santa chair, and you can get your picture taken, and we're putting all those pictures on Facebook. We also have a couple of fun contests where people can win prizes, and of course we're still doing the Clad and Plaid contest because we want everybody to wear their plaid on Saturday.
That will do it for the RBC Heritage Golf Report on WHHI-TV. We want to thank you for watching. We'll be back again on Friday and Saturday night at 8 and 10 p.m. We hope you'll tune us in.